Hi, I'm Scott Isensee. This is my 1964 Studebaker Avanti. I've owned it since 1998. The Avanti was the last new model that Studebaker came out with, something they tried to make really dramatic to increase sales. It's kind of their last gap in the automotive market in the U.S. I bought it from a gentleman here in Austin who was retiring and wanted to travel the country and was getting rid of his car collection. At the time that I bought it, he had previously lived in Florida, and the car had gone through a hurricane outside down there. So the paint had kind of been sandblasted by wind-blown debris. Water had gotten into it and ruined the interior. So it was basically a complete car in need of restoration. So what I did was had it repainted, did a little bit of mechanical work on it, repaired some rust on the frames. It's actually a fiberglass car, so the body doesn't rust, but there was some frame rust on it. And completely redid the interior of the car. I reupholstered it, put in new carpeting, new headliner, those sorts of things. It's a very dramatic car. It's very streamlined. It was one of the first cars not to have a grille in front. The air intake is underneath. It set a lot of land speed records because of its streamlined shape and the high-performance engine. It had a 289 cubic inch V8 engine, and there were several states of tune. Even the base engine was fairly high performance. It's a dual exhaust, 4-barrel carburetor, high lift cams, and then that's called the R1 engine. There's also an R2 available, which is supercharged. So they're very powerful cars for the time. It's been a lot of fun. It's a car that not too many people have seen before, so it's always novel to them. I always get a lot of questions about it. I've done a lot of different things on it. On the interior, see all the new upholstery and such. It's a very dramatic interior in the car. It was kind of airplane cockpit inspired. It has a console with a lot of controls down here. There's also an overhead console that has switches for headlights and things, inspired by airplanes. It's got red instrument lighting at night so that you're night adapted, doesn't hurt your night vision. It was one of the first cars to have a padded dash on it for safety. Got an automatic on the floor. This one has automatic transmission, power steering, power brakes. It's very streamlined. It has kind of a gun sight down the hood, so as you look down the road, it allows you to line it up. The wheel arches followed the trajectory that a satellite would follow, going around the Earth. They tried to be very futuristic with it. In the back, there's a compartment that flips up, gets you into the trunk, so you can keep a cooler of drinks in there on a hot summer day, that sort of thing. Full instruments. It's got a tachometer, amp gauge, water gauge, fuel, oil pressure, vacuum, etc. This one has the AM radio. That was in the era before cassettes and things. And it's been a lot of fun. I enjoy driving it.